What's up, Wolves fans? Noah out here for another edition of Get to Know Your Prospects. Today I have with me our fifth-round pick from the 2024 OHL Priority Selection, Mateo Beites. Mateo, thanks for joining me. How are you doing today?
Good, yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So let's talk about the big day. Obviously, an exciting time for you in your life. Where were you for the OHL draft? Who were you watching it with? What was that experience like for you?
Well, I was at home in Sudbury here with my mother and my two sisters who were watching it, so we were real happy for me to come home. Sure.
Yeah, so that was my next question for you. Obviously, you're waiting for that phone call. Phone rings, Sudbury number. It's GM Rob Papineau to tell you, hey, you're coming home. What are the emotions like for you in that moment, knowing you get a chance to suit up for the Wolves in the future in your career?
It was overwhelming. It was an honor. We were so happy I was able to stay home. I always watched the Wolves growing up. Going Wolves game on a Friday night. It's always been my dream for sure to play with them.
That's awesome. So you're in a bit of a unique circumstance being from the area. So maybe our fans are a little more familiar with you than some of the fellow players in your draft class. But for those who don't know you, describe yourself as a goaltender.
Well, I think I'm a very mobile, quick goaltender who loves to put on a show for the fans for sure.
I think people can get behind that for sure. Do you have someone you like to model your game after, or someone you kind of like a favorite goalie you had growing up?
Yeah, I've always modeled up my game after Carey Price, right? I'm a Habs fan, proud. So yeah, I've always modeled my game after him. I've always loved his mobility, his quickness, his love for the game. Ever since I was a kid for sure.
An awesome selection for sure, and a guy who's represented Canada on the national stage. Something you got to do this season at the Youth Olympic Games in Korea. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was an unbelievable experience for sure. Getting to participate in such a prestigious event, going to Korea, competing against the best. Honestly, it brought my game to another level for sure.
That's amazing. Now, like I said, slightly different circumstances for you. You've been to the Den a couple times for a Wolves game, but for the first time in my time working with the Wolves, the entire draft class from 2024 gets together, comes to the rink for a playoff game, gets your draft jersey, gets to interact with the fans and your fellow draftees a little bit. What was that like for you to get to meet the guys and kind of experience a playoff game here in Sudbury?
Oh, it was an unbelievable experience for sure. I know a few other draft picks, playing against them growing up. It was really awesome. Also, just the barn was buzzing, everyone was going. It was a really good time for sure.
Now, I've heard a rumor or two that you might have been on the ice for some workouts this season with a few of the Wolves guys going against some OHL level shooters. How does that help your confidence coming to camp here in the fall, knowing you've competed with these guys before?
Well, I find, everyone that got drafted is good, right? Everyone's got their own skill set. I think mine, I don't have an advantage. I think everyone's got the same advantage, right? I've just been fortunate enough to train with, higher level shots, but we're gonna keep doing that all summer and be ready for training camp.
So I wanted to ask you about that specifically. Over the course of this summer, it's arguably the biggest one of your young hockey careers. You get ready to come into camp in the fall. Is there anything specific you're focusing on to try and get ready for the year?
Just mostly getting used to the speed and quickness of the game, right? Shots are 10 times harder, speed is 10 times, faster. It's all just boom, boom, boom everywhere. So the biggest thing is just going to be able to adjust to that and be ready come training camp.
Awesome. Now, as a washed-up goaltender myself, this is my favorite question I get to ask you guys. You started thinking about pad designs yet? You've been online drawing a couple things up, or what?
I won't lie. I really like the retro styles. Those are always my favorite, just like with the fake straps on it. I love that stuff. It's good.
Awesome. I like that you're thinking that already. So we talked about a little bit about you on the ice. What about off the ice? I find it's nice for the fans to get to know you off the ice as well. Is there any hobbies you have away from the rink you like to do?
I golf a lot. So, as I try to get out as much as I can. I work out almost every day too, right? So that's mostly all I do: golf and work out and spend some time with the family.
Now it's an important follow-up question. Anytime when you guys tell me that you golf, what's the low score on the card for you at this point or last summer? Where's your game coming in at?
You know what? It's ups and downs. Sometimes I'll be shooting low 80s. Sometimes I'm shooting high 80s. And it's here and there, right? Beginning of the season just started, so I'm trying to get my game as best as I can for the summer.
I know in this locker room, it's an important thing to have that golf game dialed in when you meet up with the boys. So it's a good thing that you're getting that work in early. Well, Mateo, I just want to say thank you for taking the time. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better when you get here for camp. And congratulations on being drafted to the Sudbury Wolves.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.